bonke baba sengiphinde ngabuya yabo yephule kanjalo yeluphule kanjani izangoma sinamanga izangoma sinamanga izangoma sinamanga izangoma sinamanga izangoma sinamanga khona nochuza apha engomeni combela usuku wanekhwanyana kuyana nobhuti kuthiwa ngubhuti omhlophe yaba nabo bakhona apha encakwami uyeza apha ngasemva yakhe sithi sofa kahle ndoda yathi ngabalandeli bam ke mna kuleni game yephule kanjani yephule kanjalo izangoma sinamanga izangoma sinamanga izangoma sinamanga sinamanga sinamanga
Nezandleni Nkosibafowethu Nkositholo Zobona anibethe izandla kwitholo Zobona afana basemampondomiseni enyandeni OR Tambo Eastern Cape my sister
Rainbow Nation.
say what you want to say. Why this day is so important to all of us?
Because it's a reconciliation day. You know, we whites, blacks, Chinese, we all stand together as one.
Okay.
I have to say so.
Uthi into ebalulekileyo umfundisi into yoba olu suku ifanele aculo lasewisile kuthiwa abamhlophe nabantsundu mababulele kunye ngoba kweli lizwe asisaxwasani utata uMandela wathi masithandaneni masixolelaneni xa uxolile awube uyijonga into engasemva ujonga phambili ngoba ubomi buya phambili. Yes, life goes on. What is next now?
Having Eastern Cape Cultural Assemble.
Eastern Cape what?
Cultural Assemble.
Okay.
Yabo?
Uyabo?
Yabo?
Thulu Zobona. Uyabo? Kanise ke bafowethu sesikuni ngoku nikhumbule state president president of the Republic of South Africa namhlanje sombona ngosi minister mthethwa seke ndambona beke wangena apha premier wase Eastern Cape bese wangena apha kanti lo mcimbi esiwenzayo live on television Channel 404 anibethe izandla kule ndawo usizimkhitha manqinana uphakathi kwethu anibethele izandla Eastern Cape
Cultural assemble.
Eastern Cape
Cultural assemble.
Asante
Give a bow.
Oh, okay. What you see there is a portrait of Dr. Nelson Mandela side by side with a portrait of Mama Albertina Sisulu. If they were still alive, they would be 100 years today. And the theme for this year's Day of Reconciliation is the year of Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, the reconcilers into liberation, the liberators into reconciliation. And this is where we are today at the Walter Sisulu University Stadium in Tata. We welcome our SABC2 viewers who have just joined us. This is a live broadcast of the 2018 Day of Reconciliation, and we are expecting the Premier and the President of the country and various other ministers of the country to be here today on this occasion to remind people where they come from and what took them to be here today. And a call has been made to all South Africans to take pictures and to share on social media under the hashtag I am the flag and hashtag Reconciliation Day, to share those memories in whatever that you are doing, wherever you are, and celebrating this Day of Reconciliation. Earlier on, I spoke to the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Premier Phumulo Masualle. Let's take a look at this interview.
Well, absolutely. The day is important. It's important in that on it are the foundations of the future society we want to be. The Day of Reconciliation recognizes the diversity from where we come from, the state of conflict in which we were during some time as this society. And it represents, therefore, the convergence that all that diversity should serve to unite us. So it's an important day to include all our racial groupings, all our traditional settings in celebrating our uniqueness as a people in the country. It is critical. Of course, there are pressing challenges of the day that at some point might even undermine our effort to unite, such things as poverty, inequality. This day is important in us to recommit to how we ensure inclusivity, how we ensure that each one is recognized for who he is, and that there isn't discrimination anymore. And that past, that divided past, is an important pillar or instrument from which we can unite ourselves going forward.
What can people expect to take out of this day?
Well, today certainly it's a day in which we celebrate who we are, as I said, but also it's an important day in which we commit together how to secure a brighter future for all of us.
On the issue of commitment, there are young people who are saying that it's not easy for me to commit because I'm in abject poverty. and some of them will not even be able to make it here today to hear the president's speech. How are you? I know you said that you want to bridge the gaps as the Eastern Cape province, but how practical is it given the corruption that is riddling governance in South Africa?
Remember, at a time, it looked impossible until we had to do it. It took leadership, it took courage. Former President Nelson Mandela, no one would have thought would have gone out of incarceration. It used to be very bleak and dark at the time. But indeed, through persistence and effort, we found ourselves a breakthrough into a brighter possibility. So even at this time, things might look very difficult, but certainly where there is focus, where there is collective effort on the part of leadership to achieve what is good for the country, it should inspire all to actually soldier on so that we can indeed achieve that which we've set ourselves.
Let's talk about this year's theme, Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu. This is the year which they would have turned 100 years if they were still alive.
Most certainly, they continue to be role models, they continue to inspire every effort we are about going forward for in their lives. They have exemplified what it means to be upright leadership, very persistent, even in the difficulties, to know where you're going, a visionary leadership. We really take courage from what they have done to be able to get us where we are today.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, that was the premier of the Eastern Cape, Phumulo Masualle. Well, the theme for this year's celebrations is Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, the liberators for reconciliation. And today, some of their values and what they stood for will be spoken about here so that young people can be able to take some of those lessons to go and implement in making South Africa a better place to live in. For now, it's back to you in Johannesburg. Well, we welcome you back. We are still here at the Walter Sisulu University Stadium, where thousands of people are expected to be here to celebrate the Day of Reconciliation. We are at the exhibition center, and as you can see, there are women who have brought their items, because when we spoke to the Minister of Arts and Culture earlier on, he mentioned that cultural activities, your arts, where you come from, who you are, it's very important on this day, because if we do not know where we come from, we'll never know where we are going to. But now we're just going to speak to some of the women who have displayed some of their beadwork here. I see this is a neck piece worn by a Xhosa woman. These are some of the things that people are encouraged to continue using in their society. Because with the introduction of technology, the sophistication in society, a lot of people tend to forget where they come from. But through these women who are here today, we are reminded about who we are. Mama masikubulise sikwamkele kule nkqubo. Khasichazele nje ngezi zinto zakho apho uzenzayo. Uzenza ngokwakho ngezandla. Kubaleke kangakanani umuntu ongumXhosa abe nazo ezi zinto zakho?
Into ebalulekileyo uba umuntu enze ezi zinto kuba okokuqala wenziwa indlala bakwazi bafumane imali kuba ungekho umsebenzi azokondla abantwana bakhe, anxibise abantwana bakhe, yonke imfuno zabantwana akwazi angazi ubalungisela abantwana bakhe. Ba umsebenzi awukho onqabile. So nokubaleka kwake kona siyazi ba inkcubeko yethu basivelaphi, singobani sithini, uyazi ba iculture yakho bayenza kanjani.
Khasicacisele ngenye nje yezintsimbi zakho nemibala lena yohlukeneyo. Just explain to us the different colors and what they mean.
Okay. Lona umbala upinki ngonxitywa ngumuntu oyintombazana osemtshangakazi bantu bangabafana, and then lona ke wona ke umnyama wona uyanxitywa ke nazinkosi nangabantu abafuna uhamba nabo, yabo kwezikhalas. Lo ke ngona ke umhlophe nawo njengoba ubona esisipeleti so kuthiwa i-World Peace ke yona ke is a ribbon ke yona ke is a ribbon ke yona ke inxitywa ke kuxolelaniso ilizwe lonke liphela nje basizinhlobo ngentlobo ngabantu kwazi unxiba sazi basixolelene sonke siyavana sizenza ngofana siyenza ba sonke singamavenda izinto sibe siyaxolelana siyavana ngoba siligazi elinye njalo ke lonto leyo.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, that broche, that bead broche there, ribbon, unity, that she says it has that symbol of unity, that if you have it on with you, you must spread the message of unity. Earlier on, I showed you 2 portraits of Utatu Nelson Mandela and also Umama Albertina Sisulu. We're just going to speak to the person who made these portraits. Where do you get the inspiration to? I have seen a number of your portraits for Utatu Mandela, and each and every one of them, there's something that inspires you to put this work together. What inspires you to continue painting Utatu Mandela's face?
Okay, first of all, I've been painting for about 10 to 15 years now. And as much as I'm painting, the more I paint is the more I grow in doing all these portraits. So, because Utatu Mandela is our icon and our heroic icon, who gave us the freedom so that we can be able to express ourselves to the public in many ways. So my creativity has been built under his iconic way of living. So he inspired me in many ways, and he made me actually to do this portrait today, and just to pay tribute and embracing all that he has done for us.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, the theme of this year's celebration is the year of Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, and there are many places in South Africa that remind us of the horrific past. However, some of those institutions have now been developed in places of reconciliation. If I can mention one here in Mthatha, the Bunga building in the Mthatha CBD that used to be the Transkei Parliament during the Homelands has now been revitalized to be the Nelson Mandela Museum, where all the artifacts and the memories of Dr. Nelson Mandela are kept to spread the message of unity among South Africans. But the broadcast will continue throughout the day, and we are expecting the president of the country to make his way here just after 11 o'clock. For now, it's back to you in Johannesburg. Hi. Oh, the stage.
Ubasala chama, basala choma, ubasala, goyini choma, ubasala, basala choma, ubasala chama, goyini choma. Ubasala chama, yakala choma. Basala chama, oyini choma. Yakala choma, oyini choma. Ubasala, okele choma. Ubasala wachama, oyina choma. Ubasala chama, oyina choma. Take time. He who
We are still live on DSTV channel 404, the SABC News channel, and also on our sister channel on SABC2, bringing you all that is happening here on the 2018 edition of the Day of Reconciliation. The tweets keep on coming, people sharing all what is happening and what they are doing on this day. If I can just read some of the tweets. We have a tweet here from Presidency ZA, and they have a picture there of President Cyril Ramaphosa arriving at the Mthatha Airport in the Eastern Cape. He is expected to be the main speaker today. There are other MECs and ministers and the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Premier Phumulo Masualle, that are going to be here as they celebrate the Day of Reconciliation. People continue to make their way into the marquee. Thousands of people are expected to be gathered here, especially young people who are hopeful that this 2018 Day of Reconciliation might bring about change to their lives. We spoke earlier to a number of young people who are saying that without them having jobs and a decent life, especially those who live in rural areas, then they hope that whatever that is going to be said here today will bring change to their lives. There are a number of cultural groups that are going to entertain the crowds here. The Minister of Arts and Culture says it's important for people to celebrate their diverse cultures during this day because it's a sign of unity, it's a sign of togetherness. And if we can remember Madiba when he walked out of prison, he flown the flag of peace very high, encouraging everyone to love one another and to continue sharing with those who do not have much in life. But now we're just going to take at this insert that focuses on Constitutional Hill.
This place has been a place of horror for more than 100 years. You know, there were times, I mean, a long time ago, prisoners were kept in cages here. You know, there were thousands of young African men who were brought here, and the simple crime was not carrying their reference book with them.
This is how anti-apartheid activist Prima Naidoo describes Number 4 prison at Constitutional Hill, a place he spent almost a year in detention for his political activities.
When you arrive here, they got these big police trucks that carry prisoners. Those days they used to call them the Black Mariahs. So you come here and there's probably 30, 40 people in that truck. And you come and you go into the office and they take all your details and they give you a shirt and a pants. That's all. And you come here and you line up here naked. All the prisoners from that truck. There's about 30, 40 people. Then a doctor comes and he puts this on you, and he says, you're fine. This is a cell that I was in. I served the bulk of my sentence in this cell. It's supposed to accommodate probably about 15 or 20, you know. When they open you in the morning, I mean, they count you and you come here and you collect your food. As I see, they had separate diets. Powder milk, they give you tea and powder milk for people. You know, African people, Caledonians, they had the same diet. And then white. Now, that's Gandhi, and that's my grandfather. You see my grandfather, that's his name, Thambi Naidoo.
Born in a family of activists, for Premanathan Naidoo, resistance was always in his blood. The Naidoo family sacrificed 4 generations in the struggle for a free South Africa, and they served time at this jail for their political involvement. Several of them were arrested at Constitutional Hill, first one being his grandfather, Thambi Naidoo, one of the founders of the Indian Transvaal Congress and a close political associate of Mahatma Gandhi.
My grandfather had met Gandhi in the 1900s, and he took part in many of the Gandhi's campaigns. And there is a mosque in Kirk Street called Ahmadiyya Mosque. there was a gathering there and they all burnt their passes. And a lot of people got arrested. And among them was my grandfather and Gandhi. During the early 1960s, when the ANC, together with Mkhonto we Sizwe, took up arms, my brother was one of the first people to be arrested in the Transvaal. And he came here as a waiting trial prisoner. He was sentenced to 10 years, went to Robben Island.
Due to his political involvement, Prima was detained in November 1981 under the Internal Security Act. He was later sentenced to 3 years imprisonment, and 8 months of those he served at number 4 prison.
They took me to the 10th floor of security headquarters. They handcuffed me the back of my hand, and a guy by the name of Major Conrad started smacking me and hitting me. And I had long hair those days, believe it or not. Grabbed me by my head and banged it on the table and saying in Afrikaans, "Kuli, you're gonna shit." And this place is called Timol Heights. When we finish with you, we're gonna call it Prima Heights.
Established by Paul Kruger in the late 1800s as a military fort, the fort soon became one of the most notorious prisons in South Africa, where thousands of black men were imprisoned and brutalized.
First of all, the blankets that you got were filthy. They were lice infested. There were rats here. Because, the toilets was there, and 30, 40 people using it. So there was a constant stench. A stench from the ablution facilities. Sodomy was rife. Constant beating of the other prisoners. All happened within the confines here.
Today, the Old Fort is now home to the Constitutional Court, Women's Jail Museum, Number 4 Museum, and the Old Fort Museum. The former site of inhumanity and brutality is now a place of justice and learning.
And it is places like museums, exhibition, is one place in which we can tell our story, tell our history.
Constitutional Hill has truly witnessed it all: injustice, detention and imprisonment, as well as democracy at work.
If these walls could talk, we'll be pleased that there's no suffering taking place here anymore. They will be pleased that people are being treated with respect and dignity.
People are using various ways to heal the wounds of apartheid. If you remember, during apartheid, there was racial segregation. There were a number of things that were happening between the blacks and the whites. And now we're just going to speak to the religious leaders, the faith-based organizations, to find out how they are using their power to heal some of those wounds. Now I'm joined by Utata from the Council of Churches. A very good day to you on this special broadcast of the Day of Reconciliation. What are you using, or how are you mending the wounds as the Council of Churches, or the different churches in the Eastern Cape or in South Africa for that matter, to heal those wounds of apartheid?
Siyinkonzo sizama indlela yokokubana sizama uba abantu icawe zonke zingene apha kumbutho webhunga lenkonzo, kwenzele into okokubana kwazeke into okokubana zonke iinkonzo ziyaafileyitha. Ngako oko ke sikwazi ukuthi xa kukhona ingxaki eyenzekayo kwibandla nebandla sibe siwazi umgaqo wayo. sikuyikhona lo mgaqo i-umbrella body ozidibanisayo zonke sikwazi uba ke ngoku ke silungise izinto njengokuba ngoku na siyi-Rainbow Church emabandleni ethu uyakwazi into okokubana kwibandla elinye kubekho ii-interpreters kwenzela into uba kukwazeka into okokubana umoya ube mnye noba abanye bathetha olunye ulwimi noba abanye bathetha olunye ulwimi kodwa kube khona into ezidibanisayo ukubonakalisa into ukuthi siyibetha ngasingqisinye singabantu boMzantsi Afrika abayi-Rainbow Church.
Okay, abantu abatsha, the young generation, are described as the broken society. Kuthiwa ngabantu abophuke inhliziyo, bophuke imiphefumlo, ngabantu abalahla ithemba. Nenza ntoni ukupholisa lo manxeba abanawo?
Ngoku na uba uyaqaphela ezinkonzweni zethu namhlanje ngaphambili ubuya ubone ukuthi uba ecaweni kuye yona ndawo yake yapolite eyona kungafuneki kubekho kwanto kwangxolo kwantoni kufuneka kuvakala umculo ozukileyo uze emveni koko kuzophakama umfundisi abe seshumayela emveni koko kuzukile kunjalo kube kwinkongozelo kube sekuyaphunywa kuyagoduka. Namhlanje icawethu zethu siyazixakekisa into yokuba makube busy ecaweni naphakathi evekini kube khona i-youth meetings kube khona njalo ngokushiyana njengoba kube khona no-Sunday school kuthi ke ngokunake apha ebandleni on a Sunday kwazeka into yokuba yindawo yokonwaba abantu abatsha bazawufika ekuseni ngo-9 up to 10 bazawufike badumise i-instrument isitsho ngale ndlela esisandi basifunayo esiyana sandi sikwi-festivals ezitadium namhlanje sisendlini kaThixo ngoku nake bathi bakube bezile ke ngokuba babona into uba kusekhaya apha kufanelekile into uba mabahlale kule ndawo. Into eyahlukayo ngoku nake kuba kukapha bazova izwi likaThixo yonke ke into limited akutsho ukuthi kuzoba into ebhorayo achithe mhlawumbi 3 hours bemamele into enye zikhona programs ngeprogram.
Kule ngxaki yeziyobisi, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, bancedisa njani?
Kumcimbi we-alcohol abuse as you see us ndimina abefundisi endimina bokule ndawo singabafundisi abakhethekileyo abazibekele bucala into okokubana sibe ngabantu aba-concern ngento eqhubekayo kwii-areas esikuzo. Uba for instance ngabalisela into yokuba ngokuna kwezinto ze-alcohol abuse kuphetha sebesiya ezijele ngoba ngokuba besebenzise ezi drugs loo nto le ibenza into uba babe nezibindi zokwenza into ezirongo bahambe bawufikelele ejele. Ngoku sihamba kwiinkundla zomthetho sicele into okokubana imicimbi ethile siyanqwenela into uba noba abantu phambi koba babe bayaya kumatyi singake sibe ne-office ye-counselling siqhube khona i-counselling umntu kwanze uba sikwazi ukuba sizoqonda into uba kanye iyintoni ingxaki ebangela into uba enze lo mkhuba mbi ophethe ekugqibeleni somkhetha phakathi kwabantu uba makahambe ohlala ejele. Ngoku nake siqwalasele ezo zinto sihambe ezinkundleni zomthetho simamele amatyala indlela eziqhuba kangayo uba ngaba into azihambi kakuhle sithi emveni koko kumphathi wabomantyi baloo district sithi ityala lithile noba mhlawumbi umntu uyinika uyibheyile okanye kuthiwe hayi ubungqina buphatheki uba ngaba uhlukumezile mhlawumbi umntwana omncinci kuthiwe ngenxa yento ubemncinci lo mntwana engenamntu uzomngqinela. Ngoku thina siyema sibe ngabantu abazoqinisekisa ingalo yomthetho into yokokubana bayibonakale nakaloku nje ngoba umntwana omncinci xa ihlukumezekile lo umhlukumezi besazi buyedwa akukho mntu uzokumngqinela. Ngoku nake masingene egepini.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Well, even the Christian religion is not without any controversy. If you remember, early this year, the Mangoba Seven Angels Ministries Church at Ngobo was accused of being at the forefront of the killing of police officers. This is a church which had practices that included young children who had to quit school and women and men had to quit their jobs and go and stay in the church, and they had to donate all their pensions to the church. But some of those members of the church have now been arrested early this year and are expected to appear before the Mthatha High Court in April next year. Now we're just going to find out from the religious leaders here with me, how do they deal with such churches who bring the name of religion into disrepute? Tata, inkonzo zinjange Mangoba Seven Angels Ministries Church apho abantu bathi bayakhonza kodwa babe behlazisa inkonzo, nidilishana njani nabo?
Indlela esidilishana ngayo siyakwazi ukusondela phaya ukusondeza aba bantu because bahlaza inkomo. Okwesibini bahlaza ilizwe lakowethu iAfrika iphela ngoba iChristianity ngabantu abamele iAfrika. Ngoke isakuvela into echaphazela iChristianity sichaphazelekile nathi noba singekho phaya ngenxa ukuchaphazeleka kweAfrika. Ngoke sinendlela ezithile sizisebenzisayo yokokuba sizama indlela yokusondela kubo, sibizane sizifundise okokuba sibacebise kwezinto okokuba lento isaza isizwe sethu iAfrika. Sihlazeke sonke. Okwesibini singabantu eyona njongo kaThixo noRhulumente kuba isizwe sakheke okokuba abantu babuye ezindleleni ezimbi. Okwesibini kukwandisa icrime ngile ndlela kwenzeka ngayo okokuba ubuKristu bethu bungaphinde buthembeke ebantwini. Sinaloo nto enhliziyweni yethu ebaluleke kakhulu okokuba silakhe ilizwe lethu Afrika okokuba abantu bakheke babe yinto enye, bacinge ntonye benze into enye. Kona mnqweno thesinawo enhliziyweni. Amen.
Another problem here in the Eastern Cape is joblessness. The Eastern Cape is amongst the provinces that are leading in the country with the highest numbers of poverty and illiteracy. And here in the Eastern Cape, the issue of the spread of HIV and AIDS is another issue that is crippling the lives of young people. Ngangelizwe Township, just outside Mthatha, is one of the townships in the whole country, in the whole of South Africa, that is contributing with new HIV infections. And with the OR Tambo region, which is where we are, which is where Mthatha is also having high numbers of people who have new infections of HIV. But thanks to the initiative by the AIDS Council of Test and Treat, because now people are allowed to, just after they have tested positive, they are then given their treatment so that their viral load is always good, so that they remain healthy even though they are HIV positive. There are various issues that are contributing to the high infections of HIV here in South Africa, and especially here in the Eastern Cape. But now we're just going to speak to one more religious leader to find out what they are doing to help young people to maintain, to deal with this scourge. Tata umba wesifo sengculaza siyaqhuqisa kubantu abatsha eMzantsi Afrika. Lo mandla waseMthatha unamanana phezulu abantu abachaphazeleka sisifo. Phaya enkonzweni yintoni eniyenzayo yokwenza uba abantu abatsha bangachaphazeleki kwesifo, abo sebechaphazelekile baphila ubomi obunesidima?
Sinenzame kakhulu ezizama uqokolela abatsha, ngokukodwa abachaphazelekileyo mabahambe ikliniki, mabahambe i-organization, mabakhuthazwe kwicala lezempilo, banikwe inkxaso, bazi ukuba mabaziphathe kanjani. Siyayikhuthaza ke loo nto ezicaweni kuba into apha elithande ulimaza ngokodwa kwaba batsha. Ngoku ke inzame zethu zezokuba sijikeleze lonke eli, sikhangela okokuba kwenzeka ntoni kubantwana. Ngelinye ixesha utawunikwa uba unesi sifo afuna ukuzibulala, kufuneka unontlalontle, kufuneka inkxaso yobunkonzo, into yoba makazi into yoba ayikokuphela kobomi. Isakufika esi sifo asifikelanga yena yedwa, sibafikele nabaninzi. Uyaphila umntu iminyaka ngeminyaka, enaso esi sifo. Zininzi ke indlela esithi sifumaneke ngaso esi sifo kuba abantwana bayezishibhini baya apho kudibana khona ke ulutsha sitawunceda. Kodwa ukona kubalulekileyo ukuba sibafundise sebelapha into yobana akuphelanga bomi, makazilumkele umntwana angenzi noba yintoni aliphulaphula ilizwi lasekhaya, ngoba izwi lasekhaya liqala lona kugqibelela senkonzweni. Enkonzweni ugqibezela umntu ebeqalwe ekhaya. Kuba umntwana ke eva kakuhle ekhaya uzawudibana nale nto igqugqisayo phandle, balimele abantwana ebenzakele. Nto leyo ke isikhathazayo singabefundisi into yoba masibaqoqe babheke ezinkonzweni, balibambe inyango labo kwiindibano zolonwabo ngaphandle, ngoba le nto ispreadile kakhulu. Xa sebenxilile benza nantoni, xa sebesele izinto zabo bedle izinto zidliwayo ngaphandle, sizama unako ubaqoqosha ke kwelo cala. I-community isincedisi, and thina befundisi sincedisana neenkosi, sincedisana nabaphathi be-community ukuba masizame senze ubunye khona. Ngoku sizama udibana nethutho nabazothutho, i-taxi industry, okokuba senze ubunye, sizame uthethana. Kukhona abantwana abalala ezitratweni apha eMthatha, kubuhlungu kakhulu sawubukela izinto ezenzekayo. Besisenzondeni ngoku kutshanje apho kukho umama oye wabulawa ngabantwana, bamqhawula intloko ngapha eFlagstaff. Besilapho sihamba amatyala sizama ujonge intsusa yale nto, ngoba ubulali obu abunatyala, nasi into aphela utsheni. Inintsi ke into edibene ke naloo nto yokuhlangana kwabo ndawonye besenza izinto noko ezingavumelekanga kwi-community. I-community nabo ibayekelela abantwana ingabi nawuphakama inqandi into ishibhini ivule kuyobetha u-12 ebusuku, umntana akho awumazi kangumbone ngena endlini. Awuyikhalimeli loo nto, ababiza abahlala abakufutshane neenkokheli ezikufutshane uthi kwenzeka ntoni, ngoba xa kusenzeka kulo wakho kwenzeka kubo bonke abantwana aba-around you.
Okay, siyabulela kakhulu tata ngexesha lakho. Thank you very much. Those are some of the religious leaders sharing with us their own contribution to make sure that the day of reconciliation doesn't just begin and end on these celebrations, but continues to be instilled in the lives, especially in the lives of the young people. But let's just take a look at this insert, which gives us a history and a background of what the Day of Reconciliation is.
The evolution of the 16th of December in South Africa is a story intertwined with how far we have come as a people before democracy came to be.
Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity
National Unity, our 20-year-old song. The triumph of democracy and the road to reconciliation led to the government reclaiming the day and christening it Reconciliation Day. Blood and war, defeat and victory, rewriting the story of who we are. In December 1839, before the Battle of Blood River, besieged voortrekkers took a public vow and made a covenant with God to honor the day as a day of covenant in exchange for a victory against the Zulu king Dingane.
Hier staan ons voor die heilige God van hemel en aarde om 'n gelofte aan hom te doen dat as hy ons sal beskerm en ons vyand in ons hand sal gee, ons die dag en datum elke jaar as 'n dankdag soos 'n Sabbat sal deurbring en dat ons 'n huis tot sy eer sal oprig waar dit hom behaag. En dat ons ook aan ons kinders sal sê, dat hulle met ons daarin moet deel, tot nagedagtenis, ook vir die opkomende geslagte, want die eer van sy naam sal verheerlik word, die roem en die eer van oorwinning aan hom te gee.
Victory was theirs, and so it came to be, the day of the vow. After the infamous Battle of Blood River, where the Zulu force led by Dingaan was defeated, the day became a talisman for Afrikaans nationalism. In 1982, the day was renamed Dingaan Day in remembrance of the victory. It was declared a Sabbath. In 1910, the day became an official holiday. 1961, during the strife and struggle of apartheid, in the wake of the Sharpeville massacre, the ANC military wing was launched, Umkhonto Wesizwe. Black South Africans in pursuit of justice and freedom, reclaiming the day. MK launched its first attack against government installations on the 16th. A subsequent declaration from the government followed. MK was a terrorist organization. The first democratic inauguration, the dawn of a new day, the beginning of a rainbow nation. A legacy marred by bloodshed, violence, and racial segregation. In 1995, for the first time, the Rainbow Nation celebrated a human achievement like no other, the reclaiming of history and the promises and prospects of freedom.
We are still bringing you the live broadcast of this year's Day of Reconciliation. I'm coming to you live from the Exhibition Center, where the President of the country is expected to be the keynote speaker here at Walter Sisulu University Stadium, where the national celebrations of the 2018 edition of the Day of Reconciliation are expected to be held. Some of the things that are being shown to the public here at this exhibition center are photographs of Tatu Nelson Mandela and some of his popular messages to South Africans, encouraging them to be united. As you can see there, it says "Bend ukuvalwa umlomo," and this was in December in 1952, a few days before the ANC's conference was about to begin. And that is a picture of the world-renowned statesman who was the first democratically elected president of South Africa. He comes here from this town of Umtata. He was born at Mvezo village here in the Eastern Cape and grew up at Qunu. And he spent most of his childhood at Mqhekezweni, where he learned some of his leadership skills, where he was living with his uncle, who was a traditional leader. He used to look at them when they took decisions in the traditional council, and we are told that when Madiba was a leader himself, he used some of those tactics to lead South Africa. And now, today, as the country celebrates the Day of Reconciliation, Utatu Nelson Mandela and Mama Albertina Sisulu are remembered, because if they were still alive, they would turn 100 years today. And let's just take a look at another picture here. It's Madiba himself there addressing a crowd, and there's another one that was took in 1961. And Madiba was a man who spread unity, was a man who loved children. He was a man who encouraged people to take education seriously, because he says education is the most powerful weapon that people can use to fight, to change the world. And young people here in the Eastern Cape are encouraged to take that message seriously and try to implement in their lives. Here, Utatu Nelson Mandela is side by side by Umama Uwini Madikizela Mandela, and he said on this day, as I finally walked through those gates, and that's when he made it out of prison, I felt that my life was beginning anew. Many 10,000 days of imprisonment were at last over. And this is also translated into isiXhosa. Uthi ndathi njengokuba igqibeleni ndiphuma kolo masango ndaziva ngokungathi ubomi bam babuqala kutsha, intsuku zam ezingama10,000 ndandivalelwe zazide zafikelela esiphelweni ekugqibeleni. The use of different languages in South Africa is also important. You must remember we have 11 official languages. And when we celebrate the Day of Reconciliation, it is also important for us to mention that the diversity of cultures, the diversity of languages in South Africa also brings people into unity, because people get excited when they hear you speak their mother tongue, and you are actually not a person who should be knowing that language. So this is a message that even the Department of Arts and Culture is asking people to continue spreading that unity in South Africa, and reconciliation and peace is the only way that can be used to develop South Africans. But now we're just going to walk through and speak to some people who are here at the exhibition center. This is where all the people who've brought their traditional garments are attending to showcase some of their products. Here, we're just going to speak to some of the people that are here to buy the items. Just tell us about that item.
Can you repeat your question?
Ntoni le uzoyithenga ngoba umama uthi uthengisa izinto ezohlukeneyo zesiXhosa nesimpondo.
Ibhanti so ndifuna ukulithenga ndizokwazi uba ndilifake ndihombise apha esandleni sami.
Kubaluleke ngakanani emntwini omnyama uba abe neqhayiya negugu ngobuvelaphi bakhe?
Okokuqala kukuxhasa lo muntu uthengisayo. Okwesibini kukuba kubalulekile ukuzingca ngobuntu ngobumnyama bethu ubumpondo nobuXhosa bethu.
Okay, thank you very much. Wena Puti ndiyabona ujonge apha ezintsimbini. Ujonga apha ezintsimbini. Yeyiphi engathi uyayirhalela apha? Bekuthiwa ngoba sitakiselwa earlier on, the pink one is for ladies who are still virgins, and the white one is for traditional leaders and those who are close to them. And I can see you are having your eyes on this one. Are you a traditional leader, or are you close to traditional leaders, or do you like the work that they do to reconcile South Africans?
I think there is one thing that they left on this one, is that it's not only for traditional leaders.
Can you just bring it up so that everyone can see it?
Only for traditional leaders and also for men, but also it also involves people who always abantu kuthiwa ngamagqirha. Those people who have even the twins, they use this one because it connects them with their ancestors. So it's very important to have this one because it brings you back all the ancestors, and also it gives you power.
And I can see you are about to get yourself one.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, there's someone else here. Let's just see. Okay, those are the Christmas trees, and it's almost Christmas time. Talk us through those ones that you've picked up.
No, I have a beautiful wife. This is good for my beautiful wife. Now I can see if she can wear these things. Yeah. We can be able to say she promotes the culture and our background as Africans, as AmaXhosa.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. People continue to make their way into the marquee that is expected to host thousands of people ahead of the main speech by the president of the country. But earlier on, I spoke to the Minister of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Mr. Nathi Mthethwa. And now let's take a look at this interview.
Well, changing people's lives from where we come as a society has always been a long haul. It is a process, but I can say that from the point of view of this very province, when it comes to arts and culture, arts, culture and sport, the province, through different MECs, including the current, have been very much focused on young people. But also culturally, young people are in the midst of activities of arts and culture. We have just around here the Punga building, which is an institution in itself, taking people through about the history of this country, the contribution of struggle stalwarts like Nelson Mandela. You go to other parts of the province, you'll find the same. The most important thing is that we've got to take this spiritual journey of reconciling ourselves as a people. As you saw, the theme for this year is the year of Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, liberators for reconciliation. What it means in simple terms is that from the word go, the freedom fighters like Ma Sisulu, like Tata Matiba, understood very well that the path they were taking up and fighting for their people for peace. That after 1994, we then started to build that peace, to reconcile people who were, vehemently opposed to each other. You would remember that the day itself, the 16th of December, was a source of division in our society. For almost 150 years, since 1838 to 1994, that day was viewed from the prism of division in society. So the past 24 years has been trying to heal that division, getting and bridge that division, getting people across color line, creed and so on to come together. It has been a trip it has been a journey which you can see some of the movement forward. For instance, the issue of the flag is generally accepted in our society. But what we are saying is that it's one of the unifying factor in society. We are promoting it so that our people respect the flag. Anybody who talks about South Africa in the outside world, the first thing they come across is the flag of South Africa. So it becomes this very important symbol for our identity, and therefore we should rally around it to unite our people. We should condemn any act of discrimination, no matter where it comes from, whether it's done by a black person or a white person. Such people have to be isolated in society because they're not helping to rebuild our society.
All right. And how are you using arts and culture to unite the different ethnic groups? Because we know that some people celebrate their cultural activities in a different way. How do we make sure that, because we have gone away from the racial past in majority, but now how do we make sure that the groupings in society work together in arts and culture?
Well, you see, what is beautiful about us South Africans is that we are a diverse people. Our own history, the evolution of this very society makes us that diverse nation. But that diversity is our strength. As you see in the Constitution, that we propagate unity in diversity. We have been, crisscrossing the country and using culture and arts to unite people. Just 3 weeks ago, for instance, we were in Limpopo, in the Vembe district. There you have a melting pot of different cultures where people are able to practice who they are and be proud about who they are without undermining others. Because the problem has been that other people would want to be superior to others, as you would see others accusing some for cultural imperialism, for instance. But there's nothing wrong in being proud of who you are, for people to know, because the world would want to know what is South African culture. And South African culture has to be that diverse culture which is shared with everybody else. For us, within government generally and arts and culture, we see sports, culture, arts as such perspectives to rally people around, because this, you do it by getting people together first and foremost.
And lastly, Minister, for those people who will not be able to make it here today, what would be your words of encouragement to them? What do you want to see them doing across the country celebrating this Day of Reconciliation?
Well, they can express in whatever way they could in their own cultures, in melting pot of different cultures, because the most important thing is not the separate development, is understanding what others are doing so that there is cross-pollination. You are able to practice other people's cultures and artistic expression and so on, so that we weld together what we want to see at the end of the day, a united nation.
Thank you very much for your time. We are still coming to you live from the 2018 Day of Reconciliation celebrations here at the Walter Sisulu University Stadium in Tata. We are just going to speak to the Director General in the Department of Arts and Culture, Mr. Vusumuzi Mkhize. We were expecting the President of the country to arrive here just a little after 11, but now it's going for 12 o'clock. What is the held-up? Because we can see a number of people have already made their way into the marquee.
No, the President to also go and have a very big project. There is a project relating to the rural development, but also investment in the rural areas. So he had to go there and unveil and hand over a few of those farming equipment to the people. But the President is on his way, definitely now, because he has arrived in the province. So we're going to be proceeding soon.
Okay. When we were speaking to a number of young people this morning, they were saying that they are having an outcry in terms of job opportunities. Now that you are saying the President has just handed over a farming project, how is that going to improve the lives of these young people who are crying for jobs in this province?
It's important that we don't only have young people or just generally the public of South Africa being consumers of food, but also to participate in producing food. And that to do, you need to have programs that empower them to participate in the economy. And that is one of the mechanisms where any job or labor absorption interventions that the President has been driving is made to materially happen. And this is one of those projects. And the young people must also be able to understand that it's not just being a white collar, it's not just wearing a tie. It is about getting your hands dirty that makes you successful, whether as an entrepreneur rather than just being an employee. And that is why these programs, wherever President goes, all the time efforts are to make sure that that opportunity of job creation, employment for the young people and women is given its priority. And that is just one of those projects. And they will participate because it is in this area and therefore they stand to benefit greatly.
Okay. Mr. Mkhize, just give us a picture of how the program of the day is going to run throughout.
The program started this morning with the cultural program. We've got a lot of young up-and-coming artists based here in Eastern Cape, but also we've got national artists, but some of them born here, but just that they have made their mark at a national level to entertain the audiences. And most importantly, also sending a message about reconciliation and the importance of being together to build a new nation that is socially cohesive. And we separate this thing of racist tendencies on Twitters or on adverts by private sector. So those messages is what we hope will be quite sent out clearly here. But then thereafter, the Minister of Arts and Culture, Minister Mnathi Mthethwa, with the MEC, will be running the program. And the program is mainly the President, the keynote speaker. And thereafter, it will be vote of thanks. Then we'll resume with a cultural program where other artists will participate.
I don't know if I can ask, why was the Eastern Cape, Mthatha specifically, chose for this year's celebration?
The choosing of a province is part of the national program's rollout of national days being celebrated throughout the country. We've got 6 of national days, and therefore the 6th one this time is here in Eastern Cape. Then the province fortunately chose Mthatha and as well as KSD.
And this is where Matiba comes from.
Yes, and you know, we are also in that 100 years closeout process of his centenary being celebrated with that of Mama Sisulu. And therefore then it just happened that as champions of reconciliation, of building this rainbow nation, that this event took place here. It's just a wonderful incidence of merging of these two conniving forces to bring the centenary close to where they were born, but also to bring reconciliation measures that the program they championed at this area. And that's just how it happened.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize, for your time. Well, that was the Director General in the Department of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, and he just explained to us that the Eastern Cape was chosen for this event, for today's celebrations. And now let's just take an interview that I did earlier on with the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Phumulo Masualle.
Well, absolutely, the day is important. It's important in that on it are the foundations of the future society we want to be. The Day of Reconciliation recognizes the diversity from where we come from, the state of conflict in which we were during some time as this society. And it represents, therefore, the convergence that all that diversity should serve to unite us. So it's an important day to include all our racial groupings, all our traditional settings in celebrating our uniqueness as a people in the country. It is critical. Of course, there are pressing challenges of the day that at some point might even undermine our effort to unite, such things as poverty, inequality. This day is important in us to recommit to how we ensure inclusivity, how we ensure that each one is recognized for who he is, and that there isn't discrimination anymore. And that past, that divided past, is an important pillar or instrument from which we can unite ourselves going forward.
What can people expect to take out of this day?
Well, today certainly it's a day in which we celebrate who we are, as I said, but also it's an important day in which we commit together how to secure a brighter future for all of us.
On the issue of commitment, there are young people who are saying that it's not easy for me to commit because I'm in abject poverty, and some of them will not even be able to make it here today to hear the president's speech. How are you? I know you said that you want to bridge the gaps as the Eastern Cape province, but how practical is it given the corruption that is riddling governance in South Africa?
Remember, at a time, it looked impossible until we had to do it. It took leadership, it took courage. Former President Nelson Mandela, no one would have thought would have gone out of incarceration. It used to be very bleak and dark at the time. But indeed, through persistence and effort, we found ourselves a breakthrough into a brighter possibility. So even at this time, things might look very difficult, but certainly where there is focus, where there is collective effort on the part of leadership to achieve what is good for the country, it should inspire all to actually soldier on so that we can indeed achieve that which we've set ourselves.
Let's talk about this year's theme, Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu. This is the year which they would have turned 100 years if they were still alive.
Most certainly, they continue to be role models, they continue to inspire every effort we are about going forward for in their lives. They have exemplified what it means to be upright leadership, very persistent, even in the difficulties, to know where you're going, a visionary leadership. We really take courage from what they have done to be able to get us where we are today.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, that was the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Phumulo Masualle. Well, the theme for this year's celebrations is Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, the liberators for reconciliation. And today, some of their values and what they stood for will be spoken about here so that young people can be able to take some of those lessons to go and implement in making South Africa a better place to live in. For now, it's back to you in Johannesburg.
Bethi izandla. Wow. One, two. Ayibambe kanjalo ke bhuti wami, ayibambe kanjalo nje. Ke ndimeme u-MEC. Ake siyapha ngaphambili. Ikhona i-announcement azawuyenza. Ke simeme nje MEC. Khona i-announcement azawuyenza. Ndinovuyo nebhongo ukumema uku-invite on stage. MEC, Department of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Mama Thunyiswa uMahlongwane. Yini namadada Mahlongwane. 1 2. Aye, MEC, aye. MEC wethu, aye. Ongomnye program directors sabathatha emva kwethu no Kylie. Kanti ke MEC make simmamele nje kuba uzothina over to you ke Mahlongwane.
Long live Mama Sisulu, long live. Long live the spirit of Masisulu, long live. Long live the spirit of Tata Umadiba, long live. Molweni bethuna. Ngoku sesilungiselela into yoba sizawuqala. Sizawucela ukuba basondele abantu bangene ngaphakathi. Umongameli ukhona around. Ngoku ke xa kuzawufika umongameli wethu waseMzantsi Afrika kuyafuneka ke into yoba silungele loo nto. Sawucela kuxolo ngalento yenzekileyo lo mbane kodwa zonke izinto zilungile ngoku. Siyaxolisa kakhulu batata bam. Imeko itsho. Kodwa siyanithembisa iprogram imfutshane ayikhonde. Siyavana ne? Masinikezele ke kwakhona ke kudla. Ugqibezele ngeli xesha abantu bangena ngaphakathi sizoqala iprogram. Ufika kwenkokheli.
Masibethe izandla ku-MEC, masibethe izandla kwakhona. Sine group elindileyo apha Eastern Cape Cultural Ensemble. Sidibanisile kaloku thina Eastern Cape ngokwenkcubeko sinamabhaca, sinamahlubi, sinabesuthu, sinamaxhosa, sinamampondo. Zonke siyakwazi ukuzidibanisa zibe liqela elinye. Nangoku bezangeneno bezoke basinike i-musical item. Eastern Cape Cultural Ensemble, anize bafowethu. Kanti Nevutha FC ithi nayo sifuna ke sivuthise apha eke kubonakala uba ngabamcimbi umisa kanjani na. Sikonile bomama kanisondele bafowethu nize ngaphambili nike nizosinika umculo National Reconciliation Day, usuku lokuxolelana, usuku lokuxolelanisa, usuku lokuthi hayi wethu laa nto yayizolo yoba bundinyathele esihlangwini ndiyiyekile mna ngoku masiyiyeke mantoni besixabane ngento ezingenamsebenzi. Ihagu yam yangena egadini yam ubungayithumanga sivele nje sixolelane ngoba sililizwe loxolo. Amazwe amaninzi eMzantsi Afrika okanye eAfrika nasehlabathini ajonga kwiSouth Africa uba iSouth Africa yenza ntoni ize nawo enze ngohlobo iSouth Africa eyenza ngalo. Tshilo ke MEC wathi ikhulu leminyaka uTata uMandela xa ubesaphila ngebhiyozela yona kulo nyaka umama uAlbertina Sisulu inkosikazi yakwaXhamela umama kaMinister Lindiwe Sisulu ngebhiyozela iminyaka elikhulu xa ubesaphila. Nabo mama bamesondela kanti ngumsebenzi lo okwizinga eliphezulu ngoba iNCA television 403 ilapha, SABC 404 ilapha nayo. Anibethe izandla ngoba yonke into siyenzayo ivele kwi-TV. Masibethe lapha bomama bam. enzele into bangabi kude abangapha bangabi kude nabakwelicala sibethe lapha bomama bam awuboni ke Eastern Cape Cultural Ensemble. Eastern Cape Cultural Ensemble. Sidibene sisixaxambithi sinto enye. Nditshilo ndathi ooceba baphakathi kwethu koomasipala abancinane onyandeni o-KSD osajonisi nabanye bethu abaninzi ooceba nomeya be-district municipalities baphakathi kwethu amalungu epalamente aphakathi kwethu abaphathiswa bephondo baphakathi kwethu ipremier ibilapha kusasa nje namhlanje yenza udliwano-ndlebe apha abaphathiswa bakazwelonke balapha nabo umongameli sesivile into yokokuba uphakathi kwethu namhlanje phezu kwayo madoda phezu kwayo madoda phezu kwayo ingoma hlabela ingoma niyasibhaza ngeke babhemu senigqibile ngoku kanjalo nje niyasibhaza ngeke babhemu ifuthi aseyifikile apha endlini ifuthi aseyifikile ifuthi aseyifikile apha ententeni ithuluzi obona isekhona apha ententeni apha abantwana basetyhalarha abantwana basetyhalarha abekho yemadoda abantu banjani na abantu bathi sicela ukusifake xa sesibabiza bangabikho thuluzobona 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 get ready thuluzobona get ready madoda thuluzobona get ready madoda yazi nini ba xa nithunywa niyaya nina apho nithunywa khona niyaya thuluzobona stage thuluzobona stage thuluzobona stage thuluzobona stage thuluzobona stage anisondele bafowethu anisondele bafowethu anisondele bafowethu anisondele bafowethu nazo thuluzobona 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 thuluzobona
asazifuni thina baphenyi asazifuni thina baphenyi siyangena 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 asazifuni thina baphenyi asazifuni kuni baphenyi asazifuni thina baphenyi asazifuni thina baphenyi asazifuni thina baphenyi siyangena siyangena abe itheni zokuqhuba inyongo bafana bamna nokugobo lemfundo nomntu singaphela imakhetha zaphela phela masini umanqunga sola ngazuthenga osuka khona phansi ebhizana ebhizana idolophi iphethe yonke into khuphuka lapho mntwanani khuphuka lapho mathintana othini uru hayibo siyangena 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 thina baphenyi siyangena siyangena uthini madoda umnumsasazo kuthiwa ngubhabheli lokhwela ndiyakubiza tata obuso badonke khonapha enkonjaneni ubizwa ligobo lemfundo lelingathethi kakhulu asazifuni thina baphenyi siyangena 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 asazifuni
There goes my fan, there goes my fan, there goes my George, 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 there goes my Georgia, there goes my Georgia. Marcus Posindambo kumphathisa wethu pha eqongeni umahlongwane ngathi khona into ofuna ukusixelela yona Hlongwane
kaloku zanento iphi into uthetha
nimenza abe ngumakhala enkonxeni akevakali.
We are still bringing you live coverage of the 2018 Day of Reconciliation celebrations here at the Walter Sisulu University Stadium outside Mthatha. And this is where the president is expected to make his way in any moment, and inside the marquee where hundreds have already gathered. We can hear the program director getting the people seated because the president is about to make his way into the marquee any moment. But earlier on, we spoke about some of those structures that were used during the apartheid era, like the Bunga building, which is situated in the CBD of Mthatha, which was used as the Transkei Parliament during the Homelands under the leadership of the Prime Minister Utata Ukeza Daliwonga Matanzima. But after democracy, that building was transformed into a place of reconciliation as it now houses hundreds of memories memos and messages that were sent to Madiba by people, various organizations appreciating his role, the role that he had in liberating the people of South Africa and his efforts for reconciliation. Now we're just going to speak to the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Museum here in Tata, Utata Ubonke Chiulu. The museum is very, very instrumental when we are talking about reconciliation here in Tata. Tell us about some of the things that are there for someone who has never been at the museum. Some of the things that make people remember where they come from and where they are today.
Thank you very much. I think if you look back into our history and consider what has happened, and the building was used as a Transkei Parliament. And when Madiba became a president, he was given all the gifts which the museum is housing. Now, if you talk of the new agenda, which the new government is trying to achieve, you need a structure like a museum. Remember, the building was used for a particular purpose, and now it has to change to fit into the new idea of the new government. Hence, you would have a permanent structures using those memos, trying to communicate what the government is trying to communicate, using those particular messages that came from across the world given to Madiba. So we're using that as a focal point to say, time has come for South Africans to unite. We are using the very Madiba magic that at least time has come for us to be united as a country, so that we are able to reconcile as a nation, so that at the same time we're able to face the world as a united force than being individuals.
Okay, let's talk about inside the museum. There is that space which was used as the seat of the then parliament, but now you hold youth dialogues there. Let me just, before we finish this conversation, let's just go and see, because the president is making his way into the marquee, where thousands of people are expected to be addressed by him when he makes his official speech during the 2018 Day of Reconciliation. Let's take a look while the president is making his way into the marquee. Was that smooth?
I am the flag.
Asking them if it was
Zize
smooth.
ngaphambili ukwenzela uba sizosikhokela kumhobe wesizwe. Masibaqhwabele bethuna nabaya besiza ngapha. Bengathi siyahamba. Pace. Shosholoza kulezo ndaba stimela kulezo ndaba stimela wena uyabaleka kulezo ndaba stimela siphume South Shosholoza kulezo ntaba. Sicela sime ngenyawo sizocula umhobe wesizwe. Masithule bethuna odada bakuthule iminqwazi. Umongameli yedwa ke okwazi ukubeka isandla esifubeni njengekhomanda yomkhosi. Wonke omnye izandla emacaleni. Nkosi. Okugqibela sisami njalo ngoku siza observe a moment of silent prayer and meditation. Masiphakame sithule sithandaze ngokuthe cwaka. Enkosi singahlala phansi. Masibulise kumongameli welizwe utata uCyril Ramaphosa. Sibulise kuPremier wephondo uHonorable Phumulo Masualle. Sibulise kuMinister wale department esidibene ngayo apha iDepartment of Arts and Culture uNyambozi. UMinister uNathi Mthethwa. Sibulise kukumkani engasijoyinana nini na apha phakathi kwethu. Ndinethemba lokuba uyangena nje basithetha. Sizawucela ke otata xa ukumkani engena sime ngenyawo sikhahlele. utata kaloku ngukumkani uZanelizwe lungenayo bethuni. Siyabulela kakhulu. Upremier uyarhalela into yokuba siphinde sikhahlele sifundise nabanye bethuni.
Sicela tata ke baphakame. Zanelizwe. Zanelizwe. Zanelizwe.
Kule gender transformation asikanikwa ilungelo lokukhahlela. Sibulisa ke kumkani kakhulu umntana omhle. Inkosi zonke ezikhoyo phakathi kwethu. Usodolophu umama uMath walapha eOR Tambo nabanye osodolophu abakhoyo abaphathiswa osekela abaphathiswa amalungu eParlamente akhoyo phakathi kwethu inkokeli zakwalizwi inkokeli zonke ezikhoyo apha namhlanje omama otata ulutsha comrades and friends ngale afternoon molweni kwakhona ngoku ke siyayiqala iprogram yethu emfutshane siyanithembisa it's going to be very short. We are going to invite ngoku uPremier ukuba asamkele avule nalomhlangano wanamhlanje.
Thank you so much, Director of the program. His Excellency, the President of the Republic, the ministers, as well as deputy ministers that are present, the members of parliament, the speaker of the legislature, as well as members of the provincial legislature, ikumkani ekhoyo phakathi kwethu esele sikhahlele kwakunye nazo zonke inkosi, abameli bemvaba ngemvaba, the various denominations that we have in our province, as well as present here today, wonke umntu oze kuzimasa lomsitho wanamhlanje. I rise here on behalf of the province to extend to one and all of you very warm fraternal greetings and welcome to this beautiful province of ours. You will bear with us. Today we have ordered you one of the most special of the weather we have. Ngenxa yoba sinixabisile kakhulu. Ngenene ke sizawuthi khululekani nikhulule ibhatyi. Andingetsho ke komama kuba abanxiba ngazibhatyi apha kodwa ke andinanto special endingathi mabayikhulule bona. Kodwa I'm merely saying all of you feel at home. You're most welcome. We have ordered you the very special of our weather. Mr. President, we truly appreciate the decision that central government has made to come and host this important day in the national calendar here in our province, so that as we celebrate our uniqueness, as we look at our past in order to perfect the way we move forward, we really welcome that you chose that it be held here. Siyafuna uba ngaba siqinisekise wonke umuntu ukuba ngaba nathi siyazibandakanya ngomkhulu umxhelo kwiphulo loba elilizwe ngenene maliguquke ibe lilizwe apho kuzawuba kuhle kuye wonke ubani. We are appreciating the initiatives that the President is leading, and we look forward to hearing what the President has to say
to us today, of course, speaking to the country as a whole. I rise again to say all of you feel welcome, that the occasion today is for us to listen to the important message, the message to the country on this important day of Reconciliation Day. Namkelekile ke nonke enkosi.
Hayi masiphinde siqhwabe bethuni. Ngoku sizawucela uMinister uNathi Mthethwa enze i-remarks introduce uPresident. But ndifuna wazi ke Minister no President that sine special guests here. Special guests ke apha ifamily katata uMadiba, ifamily yakwaMandela esoloko inathi ngalo lonke ixesha. Mandithi hayi kaniphakameni mani banibone kakuhle uba nikhona apha. Thoko. Siyabulela kakhulu. Over to you, Minister.
Hello. Halala Mpuma Koloni, halala. Halala Eastern Cape, halala. Halala OR Tambo District, halala. Halala Alfred Zo District, halala. Molweni. Ninjani. Siyanthanda. Siyanthanda nje nonke. Today is a very important day. Important because it's a day which should bring harmony and peace amongst all South Africans. The theme for this day today is the year of Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu, liberators for reconciliation. It is a day we're also saying to South Africans, let's take time, respect our identity, which is the flag of the Republic of South Africa. Hashtag I'm the flag. With the flag, we're asking everyone to respect it, to hoist it with respect, because it is our pride. It symbolizes patriotism in South Africa. We need to promote it amongst all and sundry in our country. We chose the theme, Liberators for Reconciliation, because our leaders, when the time called for them to fight against colonialism and apartheid, they fought against such. They had to take up arms and fight for our own freedom and liberation. And when it was the time to get everybody together in peace and harmony through reconciliation, they led the way. Today, it is important, especially because His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Ramaphosa, is going to give us the message as I call him to the podium. He's going to give us the message. This is his maiden speech on reconciliation. It's very important to hear this very maiden speech, not from a maiden, but from the President of the Republic of South Africa.
ANC unyathele eKlokbar, Hilltown naseFort Hare enqanela imfundo. Wanyathela kwimigodi yaseJozi ekhangela ikhosi engenamthunja. Ukhe wawabetha amanqindi ngeeminister zobuthabathi. Wasimanya ngeqhina lomthetho njengabafana bonke. Uwuqalile umzabalazo kuba ubona ingcinezelo yomntu ontsundu. Wafunga awajika wade waxela uYesu emnqamlezweni. Ulusile usapho lwakho walwe wabheka phambili. Akucikidile amabhulu awacikideka. Zikutyile ngqele namakhosi aseRobben Island. The struggle is my life. I will continue fighting until the end of my last day. Aphela amathemba kumthaqo mnyama. Kanti ngokuncama ubomi bakho siphathele imana yamaSirayeli. Siyaxhamla kuSocial Grant, RDP houses, thibala ntoni na. Sifumana unyango, sisela amanzi acocekileyo, sihambe kukhanyeni. Ndingathetha ndithini nangawe-17. Sifunda simahla, sitya siphukuxe ezikoleni. Education is the most important weapon in life. Siyabulala kuwe tata uGahla Mphakanyisana noSekeni ngokusizalela eli goga. Siyabulala kuwe Chief Dongeta Bathalityebe ngokusikhulisela eli goga. Izizwe zonke zithetha ngawe Daliphunga. Ndiyaqakatha, ndiyarhoma.
Okay. Halala, Eastern Cape, halala. Halala, OR Tambo District, halala. Molweni. Sanbonan. Dumelang. Abishin. Demasiari. Ndiyavuya ukuba lapha, Premier of the Eastern Cape, Premier Maswale, having started with the Program Director, Dikhahlele kuKumkani, and other traditional leaders, the Minister of Arts and Culture, Minister Nathi Mthethwa, ministers who are also here and deputy ministers, members of parliament, speakers of both the legislature and municipalities and MECs, the executive mayor of OR Tambo District Municipality, Councillor Nomakhosazana Meth, and executive mayor of King Sabata Dalindyebo Local Municipality, Councillor Dumani Mzozo, members of the community, and fellow South Africans. Let me start off by expressing my joy and pleasure to be here
even as Minister Mthethwa is provoking me and saying this is my maiden December 16th Reconciliation Day speech, I'd like to first of all thank Minister Mthethwa for displaying the biggest South African flag I have ever seen. Thank you very much, Minister Mthethwa. I have often said, as he did, that the flag of our country is the most beautiful flag in the whole world. Even as one goes around the world and looks at the number of flags, there is no flag that gets close to our own flag. There is no flag that is as simply beautiful like the South African flag. So this flag is the repository of our identity, of our nationhood, and of who we are as South Africans. And I've often said that this flag must be displayed all over the country, not only on government buildings and inside government buildings, but also on top of the buildings of corporates and all over, because it is the flag that really identifies who we are, and it is also a flag that came about in 1994, which clearly demonstrated our departure as a country from our horrible past. So long may it last, Minister Mthethwa, that we should see this flag being displayed throughout the country. It is most fitting that this year we should commemorate the Day of Reconciliation here in the Eastern Cape, the birthplace of two of South Africa's greatest leaders, Utata Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela and Umama Albertina Nontsikelelo Sisulu. It was here that they were born 100 years ago, and it was here in this part of our beautiful country where they spent their formative years, where their spirits were nourished, where the seeds of their political conscience were also sown. It is 5 years almost to the day since we laid Utatu Madiba to rest nearby Kunu. The people of this great province, the Eastern Cape, the province of legends. Ningalibali kaloku ukuthi you are a province of legends. The people of this province should take pride in counting these two giants of the struggle of our liberation as their own. Utatu Madiba and Nomama Sisulu joined the liberation struggle to advance the cause of the oppressed majority, but they were committed also to the ideal of a united nation with equal rights for all the people of this country. They were activists and fighters. They were also peacemakers. But more importantly, they were also unifiers and bridge builders between the races that make up the South African nation. Mamu Sisulu was part of the drafting team of the Freedom Charter that was adopted in Kliptown in 1955. On this day of reconciliation, we recall the opening words of the Freedom Charter, which says, open quotes, we, the people of South Africa, declare for all our country and the world to know that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white, close quotes. In observing this day, Reconciliation Day, we do not look only at our apartheid past, but to the legacy of centuries of historical injustice. In doing so, we also acknowledge that this day has in the past held different meanings for different South Africans. To some, they regarded it as the Battle of Blood River, which took place almost exactly 180 years ago in 1838. To some, this was an important moment of triumph and a confirmation of what they regarded as God's special protection of the Voortrekkers. To others, the killing of over 3,000 Zulu warriors at the Ngome River represents a dark day when the native people of South Africa were brutally crushed and their land was taken away at the barrel of the gun. It was also the day in 1961 on which the formation of Umkhonto weSizwe, the People's Army, was announced. With the dawn of democracy, the day of the vow to some and Heroes' Day to others became the day of reconciliation for all of us. So we have been able, around this historic day, a day when the Voortrekkers decided that they are going to take their revenge against the Zulu nation, a day when also the African National Congress launched its Umkhonto weSizwe, and a day that we later said should be regarded as Heroes' Day, that we should combine all this and say this is a day for reconciliation, a day on which we should reconcile amongst each other. This was not only a name change. This reflected the acceptance by all South Africans of the values and the principles that define our democracy. It defined our democracy because our democracy was a moment when we made a choice that instead of war, we are going to choose peace. Instead of discord, we are going to choose unity. Instead of domination, we are going to choose compromise. And above all, instead of revenge, we will choose reconciliation. Now, this is a choice that we have made, and we forever had lots of choices. We could have chosen that we opt for war. And if we had chosen to opt for war, there would be no peace. And if we had opted that we will have revenge, then there would be no reconciliation and no peace at all. We knew that if we were to build a new nation, we could not go down the dark and destructive path of vengeance and retribution. We also knew that without redress, there can be no equality as well. We also know that without justice, there can be no peace. So long as millions of South Africans are burdened by poverty and underdevelopment, so long as they are still so poor that their children are stunted, and the prospects for a better life are absent, we will not have achieved our goal for justice, for peace, and a better life. So this day of reconciliation should therefore be seen as a day on which we reaffirm our commitment to eradicate poverty, hunger, homelessness, and unemployment. We should not just see it as a day when we just talk glibly about reconciliation without giving content to what that reconciliation means. We cannot be a reconciled nation for as long as the majority of the people of South Africa continue to suffer from the injustices of the past. This means that we all need to be part of the effort to promote the growth and development of all of us, to achieve inclusive growth, to improve the conditions of the poor, and to create employment on a massive scale. We all need to be committed to fundamental economic transformation in whatever we can and in whatever we do and wherever we are, so that we can indeed achieve this radical economic transformation that is necessary if we are indeed to be properly and fully reconciled. We need to pursue with greater effort an inclusive economy by improving the skills of our young people. Part of building an inclusive economy means that we've got to do things that are real, things that people can see. It means that we've got to ensure that there is meaningful participation of black people in the economy of our country. We should ensure that this radical economic transformation that we are talking about is implemented without any fail. As part of advancing the economic empowerment of our people, we will continue to work also to improve a number of things that we have to do to improve the lives of South Africans. One of the key ones being improving education in our schools, because it is through improving education that we will be able to lay a firm foundation of ensuring that indeed the growth that we yearn for at an economic level does indeed happen. We also need to massively expand early childhood development, because improving the prospects of young people at an early age, at the early childhood level, means that we are laying a firm foundation for our children to have a better chance in the future. We have seen a great deal of development in this regard, where there are now throughout the country well over 1 million young people who are now in early childhood development centers throughout the land. We are continuing to invest significantly in vocational training, and we are working to ensure that students from poor families can access higher education. Reconciliation that we are commemorating today on Reconciliation Day means that all young South Africans need to have what they will see as equal opportunities to pursue their chosen course of study, to live where they please, to find meaningful employment, and to live in conditions of comfort and safety. One of the other areas that is crucial to reconciliation is the just and equitable resolution of the land question. It was the battle for control over land that saw the two armies square off at the Ngome River nearly 2 centuries ago. And it was the battle over land that here in the Eastern Cape, wars were fought over a long period where our forebears engaged in battle, engaged in wars to defend the people of our country, but also to defend the dispossession of the land. It is land, therefore, that has fueled colonial contests across the world, and it continues to play a role in many modern conflicts. The equitable distribution of land has been a constant call for the overwhelming majority of South Africans. Access to land is a fundamental right of citizenship. It does not just empower communities and workers. It enhances food security, especially for people in the rural areas. It enables people to gain and develop productive assets and to participate more meaningfully in the economy of their country. Land reform is therefore part and parcel of the whole project of nation building. It is key to furthering reconciliation in our country and is central to eliminating inequality in society. Far from being a measure that will fuel tensions or set race relations back or fuel tension between the races in our country, accelerated land reform has the potential to improve goodwill between the people of our country. Despite a comprehensive land reform program, we have not made significant progress in addressing this issue. Most of the country's land remains in the hands of a few people in our country. On this day, we have dedicated that we are going to promote reconciliation, but we must consider that failure to resolve the land issue in a just and equitable manner will threaten the stability of our democratic nation. As we intensify this work of land reform, of making sure that the land is distributed equitably to our people, we can nevertheless point to several areas of progress. There are examples that show that when land reform is implemented correctly and with the provision of the right support to new landowners, land restitution does have significant social and economic benefits. Earlier today, I had the occasion to visit an example of a successful land reform project. The Rural Agro-Industries and Finance Initiative in the OR Tambo District Municipality has secured international investment to enable black farmers to build successful commercial enterprises using a cooperative model. And I was told today, and I could see for myself, that they have succeeded in mobilizing a lot of money. They informed me that they have mobilized $2.1 billion to come here for investment in land. Now, our executive district mayor, Umeya Nomakosazana Meth, as well as our premier and our mayor Uzozo, they took me to an area here where one of the most impressive land reform projects and agricultural projects is now underway. They showed me what the Eastern Cape can be best at. They showed me how the stimulus package that we announced recently, when we said we are going to deploy billions of rands to stimulate the economy, and that one of those things or initiatives we're going to focus on is on agriculture. They told me that that stimulus package has arrived here in the Eastern Cape, and it has specifically arrived here in OR Tambo. Now, I was most impressed when they took me to the area where it is now already developing. They have struck a partnership with people in Argentina, and we have brought machinery from Argentina to come and help us work the land. And this is land that belongs to almost 105 families here in this area. And the land is now going to be worked. We are going to produce lots of maize. We are going to produce soya beans. We're going to produce other dry beans. We're going to produce beef. And the Eastern Cape, in my view, is now going to be able to live up to the promise that it has of being the food basket of the whole country. It is going to be able to be the beef basket of our country, the bread basket of our country. I have always said that the Eastern Cape must play to its strength, and its key strength is agriculture and, of course, tourism. The Eastern Cape can become the best agricultural area in the whole of South Africa, and this is possible. Now, in this, there are examples of private landowners who are giving long-term labor tenants title deeds to the land on which they live and work, and other organized agriculture entities are committing to hand over parts of their land. Now, this is part of the land reform process that is now underway. It is this spirit that we seek to harness. It is the spirit that we want to see developed more and more throughout the country. A sense of responsibility to do what is right and what is just without waiting to be compelled to do so by law. Our Constitution places an obligation on the state to take reasonable measures to enable citizens to access land on an equitable basis. We will continue working with all South Africans in a consultative and an inclusive manner to fulfill that obligation. And we call on all stakeholders, be they organized agriculture, private landowners, workers, business people and organizations, community organizations, traditional leaders, or political parties, to play a constructive role on this issue of the land. There is sufficient land in South Africa for all of us to have a piece of land so that we can work the land that our forebears bequeathed to us. By decisively bringing to an end the era of arrogance, the era of entitlement and privilege, I am sure that we can foster true reconciliation in our country, especially on this issue of the land. While most South Africans are working together to build a united, non-racial and non-sexist country, there are a few who want to take us backwards. There are some who believe that the progress that we have made is not wonderful. Bakhona abanye xa bebona ukuthi siyaqhuba siyaphambili bafuna ukusibuyisela emuva. Bakhona abanye xa bebona ukuthi izinto ziyajika nyani, izinto ziba ngcono bafuna ukuthi sibuyele emuva. We should stand as one in condemning those who use all manner of vile names and describe black South Africans, or who also threaten to kill other people, be they whites or black, or who insult others because of their faith, because of their culture, because of their language, or where they come from. We should condemn all those who do such things. Bakhona abanye apha abaphila phakathi kwethu abaspecialize nje ngokuthukana. Bona into abayaziyo ukuthuka abanye abantu. And we say down ngokuthukana down. Sifuna ukuthi ukuthukana kuphele. South Africans must deal with each other with respect. South Africans must deal with each other with dignity. Sihloniphane. Sibe ngabantu, we must be a nation of people who respect one another. We must be a nation of people who see beauty in one another. Noma umntu akekho mhle sithi xa umjonga wena thola into enhle kuye. Because we are all beautiful. Siyafana sonke, we are beautiful, and as South Africans, that's how we must look at each other. No xa wena uzibona ukuthi umhle ukugqitha abanye abantu, uhlala wazi ukuthi bakhona abanye bahle ukugqitha nawe. So let us treat each other with the dignity that is necessary. We should stand as one, as a nation, also on another important issue. We should stand as one. Men and women in our country should stand as one in preventing violence against women and children and condemning discrimination against people on the basis of their sexual orientation. That violence that is perpetrated against women and children continues to grow is a real terrible thing against us as South Africans. We must make sure that violence against women and children is brought to a stop with immediate effect. And in fact, now, as we go to the festive season, this is the time when men must demonstrate their respect and appreciation and love for the women of our country. This is the time when men must show that they are gentlemen. Sibe ngama-gentleman, sibonise ukuthi abantu besifazane omama siyabathanda nyani, that we love them to the superlative level. We are entering a period of election. Next year is going to be an election year in which the people of South Africa will exercise their hard-won right to elect a government of their choosing. In the State of the Nation address in February, we called for an active citizenry to join us as government to be part of the charge and the change that we want to see in South Africa. A new era is upon us, an era of accountability, an era of renewal, and an era of progress. Now, as we go to the elections, we want our people to reflect on these changes that have been taking place in our country. This is a new era where we should always seek to do the right things in accordance with the rule of law, always seeking to advance the common interests of the people of South Africa with integrity, with truth, and without corruption. This is the new period that we are in. We had a very difficult 9 years. 9 years that was defined by doing wrong things, defined by a number of people in our country capturing the state, doing all manner of wrong things. Sithi ngoku izinto zijikile ziyajika futhi. We really want to see change. This is a new era. It is no longer the era of state capture. It is the era of our people capturing their state. This is the time when the people of South Africa must capture the state and make the state work better for them. This is the time we are in. When we say we want active citizenry, sifuna ukuthi abantu bakuthi, they must not sit back, but hayi inkokeli izona ezizasibonisa ukuthi siyaphi. We want our people to be involved. We want our people to participate. Ngoba xa singaparticipate, bakhona abo abazofuna ukucaptureisha lesi state. Esi state is state senu. You must capture the state and make sure that it works for you. Now I call upon our people, sisonke, as we continue kule ndlela esikuyo ngoku, because we are on a new journey, we are on a new path. Our people's hopes are high. Our people are feeling a lot better about the future of the country. Nama surveys ayenziwayo, they are demonstrating that South Africans are now hopeful about the future. South Africans are now saying the future looks bright. No kage okwangoku. Our economic situation is a difficult one. Our current economic situation is not an easy one, but nevertheless that our people are also saying the future looks brighter than yesterday. And that is where we are headed to. We want a brighter future for all our people. We want a brighter future for our children. In order for us to reach that brighter future, sifanele ke ukuthi sisonke, we must make sure that we go and register to vote. Kuzawuvulwa elinye ixesha, another moment for registration. The Independent Electoral Commission is going to open another moment for registration. We appeal to parents, we appeal to all of us to make sure that the young people in our country go and register, because many of them are still not registered. So we would like to see young people coming forward to register so that they can participate in the election next year. But more importantly, to participate as active citizens to make sure that South Africa does succeed indeed. It is only through exercising this fundamental right that we have that we will be able to be truly part of a country that is well governed. We have many challenges, but these challenges, Maqabane, they are not insurmountable. If we work together, we will be able to overcome these challenges. It was unity that prevented South Africa from descending into war and chaos as apartheid crumbled. It was unity that enabled us to adopt a democratic, progressive constitution. And we can still unite, and in fact we must unite to build bridges and find something and everything that unites us as a people. Let us unite to build a society that is founded on justice, on equality, and prosperity for all. Le prosperity esifunayo, we want a prosperity that everyone will feel. Right now, we've got almost 10 million South Africans who are not working. Our task as a government is to make sure that we create jobs for the many millions of South Africans who are not employed right now. This is a task that we are preoccupied with day and night in government. Earlier this year, we convened an investment conference which brought together business people from South Africa and internationally. And we told them the South African story. We told them that South Africa is open for business and it's open for investment. And we were able to convince quite a number of them to invest their money in South Africa. Now, in April, I embarked on an initiative to raise 1.4 trillion rand of investments to come into our country from our local companies and offshore companies. 1.4 trillion rand. Le mali sifuna ukuthi abo abanemali bayilethe apha. Siyayifuna le mali ukuthi izo investiwa apha eSouth Africa. Enye yayo ndiyifuna apha mna eEastern Cape. Izawusebenzela nini? Ukwenzela ntoni na? Ukwenzela ukuthi sizokwakha imisebenzi, sizokwakha ifactory, kwenzela ukuthi sizo improve i-agriculture yethu. Senivile ke ngoku nge-stimulus package lezayo ngoku apha. Sifuna ukuthi ewe i-stimulus package sivakale ukuthi silapha uma senza yonke le misebenzi. Sifuna ukuthi abantu bakuthi bakwazi ukulima. Kube nama-tractor siwalethe apha azokwazi ukusebenzela umphakathi. Kuwo wonke ama-districts alapha. Sesiqale ngama-districts ayi-4. Ndifuna ukuthi all the districts here in the Eastern Cape and indeed throughout the country, we must bring investments, investors, and improve our agricultural production. We must bring them tractors here, we must bring the implements here, and we must support our local farmers so that they can farm the land. Yona into esifunayo. So this progress that we want to see is a progress that we want to see as inclusive. Asifuni ukuthi le progress ibe i-progress yabantu abathize kuphela. Abantu abanamagama athize. Sifuna bonke abantu balapha e-Eastern Cape. They must feel the progress that is going to happen here in the Eastern Cape. Now, this is the same journey that we have embarked upon throughout the country. The Stimulus Initiative is an attempt to boost economy yethu, to make sure ukuthi those investors who've also committed, as they told us at the investment conference, to commit 290 billion rands in new investments in our country. We want to see that happening, and I want to see a portion of that coming here in the Eastern Cape, because the Eastern Cape needs the investment. So, Bantu bakuthi, today, on the day of reconciliation, we are pivoting this process of reconciliation, not just on hugging each other and telling each other that we love each other and how beautiful we all are and we have a beautiful flag and all that. We are saying reconciliation must be about reducing poverty, eliminating inequality, and also reducing unemployment amongst our people. We want the progress of reconciliation to be real, that our people must feel ukuthi i-reconciliation nyani bayakwazi ukuthi bayibone, bayiphathe ngesandla, bayive ngenyani ukuthi ikhona na. That is the type of reconciliation we want. But today, as South Africans, let us be proud that we as a nation have embarked on a journey to reconcile amongst ourselves. We have embarked on a journey as a nation to do the right thing and make sure that the reconciliation that we have is the reconciliation that will lead to creation of jobs, reducing inequality, as well as reducing unemployment. On this day, let us commit ourselves once more to the ideal that Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela and Albertina Sisulu committed themselves to. A South Africa that is united, a South Africa that is democratic, a South Africa that is free, a South Africa that is indivisible, and a South Africa that is moving towards progress, that is non-sexist and non-racial. Let us recommit ourselves to this type of South Africa. Ngoba kule South Africa esikuyo ngoku sihambela phambili We are moving forward ngoba izinto zijikile ziyajika every day. Zizawujika izinto ngenyani. Ndiyabulela. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, President. Can we have another round of applause, please? Awu. Kanti nivimbana kangaka ngehlombe apha. Thank you. IsiXhosa Stolivo. The President has spoken. We've been waiting for the marching orders on the reconciliation. Everything is clear. It's clear our commitment to reconciliation is about a better life for all, the President has said. One of the things the President said, I must remind all of us, as I was discussing.
The President has just finished his 9-page speech, and he spent most of his time talking about the issue of land and how that is important into the lives of people in South Africa. A lot of young people were here when the President was speaking. Very excited crowd here when the President was speaking about ways that people can be developed. We continue with the broadcast here. For now, it's back to you in Johannesburg. And we thank all the SABC viewers that have tuned in since this morning on this 2018 Day of Reconciliation celebrations here at the Mthatha Walter Sisulu University Stadium. From us, it's a wrap, and it's back to you in Johannesburg. There were a lot of young people as the President of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, addressed the hundreds that were gathered here at the Walter Sisulu University Stadium for the 2018 celebrations of the Day of Reconciliation. Now I'm going to speak to a young person who was part of that audience, just to hear some of the things that you took out of the President's speech. You had expectations as you came here today. Did he meet your expectations as a young person in South Africa?
Yes, ma'am. One, igama Patrick Nyangiwe. Umongameli izinto azithethileyo zizinto ezibaluleke kakhulu. Okokuqala ukumenshina the issue of land eyona i-process neparty yezinto echisa ibunzi kwi-country yethu eqoqwayo, which is section 25 of the constitution ye-reviewal yento yokubaluleka nokusetyenziswa komhlaba nezinto zokuba silulutsha ne-province Eastern Cape lena yeyiphi i-role engathi idlale in developing the economy of the country and in developing the lives of the people within the country, but using the province as the zone that will be able to be part of the production ezawunikeza i-country. And loo nto leyo yinto esiyibone into entle kakhulu xa etshoyo ngokwakhe and ethembisa kwinto yokuba part of investments that he is currently looking for, he is looking for into that will be able to boost the province as is known as the home of legends ngokwendlela ekwenzeka ngayo izinto.
He also spoke about commitment, the importance of people to commit to doing something. As a young person yourself, what are you committing yourself to doing to ensure that South Africa moves from where it comes from to where it is now to a better place for all of us?
When the President speaks of commitment, to me, my understanding as a young person is that as young people, because I will speak of my generation, of a generation that I don't know. We must leave the culture of expecting people to deliver things to us, but to commit ourselves in playing a role in developing our own country and taking charge of everything that is happening within our country. Ngento yokuba sizinikezele kwinto yokuba lena into sizu expecta a miracle ezosuka phezulu izobuya izosenzela izinto, but siphakame thina ngokwethu, sisebenzise izandla zethu, sisebenze nomphakathi, sisebenzisane nohulumente, singagxeki, singabe sithuka sithi ubani wathi ubani akathi. Thina sibe nerole esiyidlalayo ezawushiya ine-line eyibhalileyo ekugqibeleni, nento negeneration elandela emveni kwethu ibone into yokuba abantu bebephambi kwethu baye bazibophelela kwinto mabasebenzisane nohulumente benze izinto ezizawuncedisana nesizwe sethu.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, there you can hear young people committing themselves to make sure that South Africa does indeed become a better place to live in. The celebrations inside the marquee continue. Let's have a look at what is taking place inside the marquee as the celebrations continue here.
Ilizwe, Ilizwe, umongameli, umongameli. Program directors, our honorable minister and the MEC, allow me ndikhahlele ikumkani yabathembu, ikumkani zonke ezikhoyo, the queens and the traditional leaders from all the nations of OR Tambo, the Eastern Cape and South Africa. Mandibulise ngokuzithoba ubukhokheli bezakwalizwi ne-religious sector yethu ekhoyo apha phakathi kwethu. I-leadership karhulumente ngokhokelwa nguwe mongameli, the premier, the minister, other ministers, deputy ministers, the MEC and MECs ezikhoyo, onke amalungu asepalamente e-legislature nakuNdlunkulu, ndibonile nosomlomo weparlamente ukhoyo phakathi kwethu, abantu bonke abakhokhele kwizifie zonke zoburhulumente ngokukhethekileyo esisifie sikufutshane nabantu, i-local government, ndiyababulisa. Kodwa abantu base-OR Tambo, abantu base-Eastern Cape, oonondaba, abantu abazosonwabisa namhlanje, the legends, the soccer legends ebezilapha, siyavuma mongameli, sithi hashtag we are the flag. Sithayashukuma Mathambo mongameli kuba wenze into engaqhelekanga xa bugqiba ukubekwa njengomongameli obufana nonyana womntu owazalwa eNazaretha, wazalwa wena eNazareth. Uye wakhokela i-pilgrimage, uconnecta apho ivela khona i-African National Congress, usiya ezinkonzweni, usiya kwinkosi zomthonyama, ushukumisa amathambo enkokheli ze-African National Congress. Nangoku ke siyabona uba ulandele kwelo khondo, awuyiyo inkokheli ekhomba indlela iphinde ijike. Sithi ke ngxashoke uba uze apha kweli khaya likatata uMadibomde, kweli khaya likamama Albertina Sisulu, njengoko sowutshilo ngomlomo wakho ukuba i-Eastern Cape is the home of legends. We are saying even the OR Tambo, it is the home of legends. Kuba kaloku kwiminyaka emihlanu edlulile, kwintsuku ezilishumi ukusuka ngoku, ibingumhla wesihlanu kuDisemba ngo-2013, apho uye wawakhona umthi omkhulu. Lusuku lunye emva kuba waye wabekwa utata uNelson Mandela. Xa uze apha ke OR Tambo, usenza sizibone uba siyi-part of South Africa. Hence sithi siyavuma mongameli ukuba nathi we are the flag. Kuba siyabona ukuba uDisemba noDisemba you come to OR Tambo to talk to your people. The OR Tambo District Municipality has declared this year to be the year for continued service delivery, which is heightened in honor of Utata Nelson Mandela. Sithike mongameli njengoko sowuthethile, siyayibulela i-maiden speech yakho oyenze in a unique way, because the reconciliation we are talking about is the reconciliation we are busy doing, as you declared the year 2018 to be the year of unity, renewal, jobs, and the year for the centenary celebration of our great icons. And you said we must be the legacy. Siyakuthembisa ke Mongameli ukuba xa uphuma apha, we will be the legacy in preaching unity kubantu base-OR Tambo. Siyakhathazwa imeko ye-crime edale uba kude kwehle uminister uqobo wezamapolisa kuba abantu balapha eMthatha, abantu base-OR Tambo were on each other's throat bebulalana. Ingxelo ephumileyo ithi OR Tambo, in particular uMthatha, uhamba phambili nge-crime. We are saying, Mongameli, in listening to your message, we will make sure that working with our stakeholders, we preach and tell people that we need to unite, reconcile, support umsebenzi owenzawo wokutshintsha economic situation of OR Tambo for the better. Kuba abantu base-OR Tambo besilwa nje, bekwi-crime nje, kungenxa yendlala Mongameli. Kodwa wena uyofika emasimini namhlanje, unxibe isuti, wasibonisa ubumongameli ozimisele ukuzijika izinto khona ukuze kuphume indlala e-OR Tambo, kuphume indlala eMpuma Koloni. Ngalo mazwi ke siyakubulela. Thank you very much kumphathiswa, both the national minister and the MEC, for choosing Mthatha OR Tambo as the venue for the president to deliver his maiden speech on reconciliation. Siyamamela ke Mongameli. Asingobantu abangaphathekiyo. We will make sure that we unite, and njengoba ubona kugcwele apha, zonke sectors zikhona apha, your religious sector, your business, your traditional leaders, your young people and women, bazomamela ubumongameli uthini na. So we want to commit on behalf of the people of OR Tambo to say sawuqhubeka nomsebenzi wokumanya abantu besizwe sakokwethu, nomsebenzi wokuzama ukuphuhlisa uqoqosho kuba sithembile kuba ngesikhokhelo sakho izinto indeed ziyajika. We are saying you are looking forward to listen to you when you deliver your State of the Nation address in February 2019. We'll be waiting to hear your pronouncements on big projects that must happen in OR Tambo and Eastern Cape. Thank you very much, Mongameli. Sibulela wonke umuntu ofike apha walenza usuku lwaba impumelelo. Mongameli have spoken. Masihambeni ngo-2019 siyovota kakuhle, but we must make sure we are registered ne-addresses zethu zibhaliswe kwa-IEC. Ngalowo mazwi ke siyabulela kakhulu. We wish you all the best. Enjoy your Christmas. Relax with your families and have a prosperous 2019. Thank you very much. Niyabulelwe OR Tambo.
Phambi kokuba umongameli aphakame ahambe, sifuna ukudlulisela as the home of legends that lena yi-ensemble yalapha e-Eastern Cape. I-ensemble ke idibanisa abantu balapha e-Eastern Cape ngokwendawo zabo. Siyababona amabhaca, amampondo, bathembu, wonke umuntu, amaKhoi, ama-Indians azikho namhlanje, kodwa le ensemble yi-ensemble that we are proud of, Mongameli. Emva koko sicele amapolisa phambi koba ahambe Mongameli. Enkosi. Qhubani ke.
Thank you. Siyabulela. Well, singena kwi session yethu yesithathu ke. Molweni Mthatha. Ni right ni Mthatha. Are you good Mthatha? Jonga kuseza bamnandi so. Ngicela nihlale kwezo nani ngayindawo because DJ Pastor is in the house. Nibata kibuwe suthu saka kiqale ka sona. Molweni everyone. So sizawuqala ngoku, we're gonna have entertainment emnandi. Are you ready for ihashe elimhlophe for uMaskandi? Oh lo lo. Kodwa okay, let's embrace i-culture zethu. So sizawuqala ngoku Eastern Cape Cultural Ensemble. After that, we're gonna get some Afrikaner music. Thank you so much. Can't pay this ihlombe kwakhona man. Can you use man? Good.
Hayi ungaphindi uthi take over ndisekhona apho uzoxelelwa Thank you.
Dibabonga balele, dibahlabeli mbapama. Dibabonga balele, dibahlabeli mbapama. Dibabonga balele, dibahlabeli mbapama. Awunayi mbapama, ambuyo zingela. Awunayi mbapama, ambuyo zingela. Banike noba intaka, awunambapama. Banike noba intaka, awunambapama. Yo, awunambapama, ambuyo zingela. Awunambapama, ambuyo zingela. Awunambapama, ambuyo zingela. Awunambapama, ambuyo zingela.
Sicela siphakame simqhwabele umongameli njengoba ephuma uhamba kusemnandi. Hayi sanuyeka apho. Uzanijoyina eziba ephuma. Mgebe kambonise Mgebe. Kambonise Mgebe. Sambonisa kubona umongameli. Sibuyele ezama ukulungisa indwendwe zethu siyacela sibuyele ezama ukulungisa kulapho kuyoqethezelwa laa nto ibisenziwa masimqhwabele bethu umongameli njengoba ephuma simbhabhayise. Siyabulela kwi-ensemble. Over to you on our left. Sicela sigqibezele sizophuma. Over to you, brass band.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Huge! Because it's a thing. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy the culture? So now, let's enjoy some Afrikaner music from the dispatchers. Make some noise for the dispatchers.